In articulatory phonetics, a consonant is a speech sound that is articulated with complete or partial closure of the vocal tract. Examples are P pronounced with the lips, T pronounced with the front of the tongue, K pronounced with the back of the tongue, H pronounced in the throat, F and S pronounced by forcing air through a narrow channel, fricatives, and M and N which have air flowing through the nose, nasals. Contrasting with consonants are vowels. Since the number of possible sounds in all of the world's languages is much greater than the number of letters in any one alphabet, linguists have devised systems such as the International Phonetic Alphabet, IPA, to assign a unique and unambiguous symbol to each attested consonant. In fact, the English alphabet has fewer consonant letters than English has consonant sounds, so digraphs like CH, SH, TH, and ZH are used to extend the alphabet, and some letters and digraphs represent more than one consonant. For example, the sound spelled TH in this is a different consonant than the TH sound in thin. In the IPA they are transcribed, and respectively. Terminology. The word consonant comes from Latin oblique stem sin son and from CNSONNS, littera, sounding together, letter, a calque of Greek symphonon, plural symphene. Dionysius Thrax calls consonants symphene pronounced with because they can only be pronounced with a vowel. He divides them into two subcategories, HMIPHNA, semivowels, half pronounced which correspond to continuance, not semivowels, and APHNA, mute or silent consonants, unvoiced which correspond to stops, not voiceless consonants. This description does not apply to some human languages, such as the Salishan languages, in which stops sometimes occur without vowels, Sinuksook, and the modern conception of consonant does not require co-occurrence with vowels. Letters. The word consonant is also used to refer to a letter of an alphabet that denotes a consonant sound. The 21 consonant letters in the English alphabet are B, C, D, F, G, H, J, K, L, M, N, P, R, S, T, V, X, Z, and usually W. The letter Y stands for the consonant /J/ in yoke, the vowel // in myth, the vowel /I/ in funny, and the diphthong // in I. W always represents a consonant except in combination with a vowel letter, as in growth, raw, and how, and in a few loan words from Welsh, like cruth or coombe. In some other languages, such as Finnish, Y only represents a vowel sound. Consonants versus vowels. Consonants and vowels correspond to distinct parts of a syllable. The most sonorous part of the syllable, that is, the part that's easiest to sing, called the syllabic beak or nucleus, is typically a vowel, while the less sonorous margins, called the onset and coda, are typically consonants. Such syllables may be abbreviated CV, V, and CVC, where C stands for consonant and V stands for vowel. This can be argued to be the only pattern found in most of the world's languages, and perhaps the primary pattern in all of them. However, the distinction between consonant and vowel is not always clear-cut. There are syllabic consonants and non-syllabic vowels in many of the world's languages. One blurry area is in segments variously called semivowels, semiconsonants, or glides. On the one side, there are vowel-like segments that are not in themselves syllabic, but that form diphthongs as part of the syllable nucleus, as the I in English boil BL. On the other, there are approximants that behave like consonants in forming onsets, but are articulated very much like vowels, as the Y in English SJS. Some phonologists model these as both being the underlying vowel /I/ so that the English word bit would phonemically be /bit/ beat would be /biid/ and yield would be phonemically /iild/. Likewise, foot would be /fud/, food would be /fuud/, wood would be /uud/, and wood would be /uuud/. However, there is a, perhaps allophonic, difference in articulation between these segments, with the J in JSS and JILD yield, and the W of woody-wood having more constriction, and a more definite place of articulation, than the NBL boil or BT bit, or the of FD foot. The other problematic area is that of syllabic consonants, segments articulated as consonants, but occupying the nucleus of a syllable. This may be the case for words such as church and rhotic dialects of English, although phoneticians differ in whether they consider this to be a syllabic consonant, /tt/ or a rhotic vowel, /dt/. Some distinguish an approximant / that corresponds to a vowel // for rural, as /l/ or l. Others see these as a single phoneme, /l/. Other languages use fricative, and often trilled segments, as syllabic nuclei, as in Czech, and several languages in Democratic Republic of the Congo, and China, including Mandarin Chinese. In Mandarin, they are historically allophones of /i/ and spelled that way in Pinyin. Lade Foget and Madison call these fricative vowels, and say that they can usually be thought of as syllabic fricatives that are allophones of vowels. That is, phonetically they are consonants, but phonemically they behave as vowels. Many Slavic languages allow the trill r and the lateral l as syllabic nuclei. See words without vowels. In languages like Nuxalk, it is difficult to know what the nucleus of a syllable is, or if all syllables even have nuclei. If the concept of syllable applies in Nuxalk, there are syllabic consonants in words like /sxs//sxs/. Seal-fat. Miyako in Japan is similar, with /fks/to build and /psks/to pull. Features. This section does not cite any references or sources. Please help improve this section by adding citations to reliable sources. Unsourced material may be challenged and removed. August 2013, Manners of Articulation Obstru and Stop. Each spoken consonant can be distinguished by several phonetic features. The manner of articulation is how air escapes from the vocal tract when the consonant, or approximant, vowel-like sound is made. Manners include stops, fricatives, and nasals. The place of articulation is where in the vocal tract the obstruction of the consonant occurs, and which speech organs are involved. Places include bilabial, both lips, alveolar, tongue against the gum ridge, and velar, tongue against soft palate. In addition, there may be a simultaneous narrowing at another place of articulation, such as palatalization or pharyngealization. The phonation of a consonant is how the vocal cords vibrate during the articulation. When the vocal cords vibrate fully, the consonant is called voiced. When they do not vibrate at all, it is voiceless. The voice onset time, VOT, indicates the timing of the phonation. Aspiration is a feature of VOT. The airstream mechanism is how the air moving through the vocal tract is powered. Most languages have exclusively pulmonic egressive consonants, which use the lungs and diaphragm, but ejectives, clicks, and implosives use different mechanisms. The length is how long the obstruction of a consonant lasts. This feature is borderline distinctive in English, as in holy holli versus holy holy, but cases are limited to morpheme boundaries. Unrelated roots are differentiated in various languages such as Italian, Japanese, and Finnish, with two length levels, single, and geminate. Estonian and some Sami languages have three phonemic lengths, short, geminate, and long geminate, although the distinction between the geminate and overlong geminate includes suprasegmental features. The articulatory force is how much muscular energy is involved. This has been proposed many times, but no distinction relying exclusively on force has ever been demonstrated. All English consonants can be classified by a combination of these features, such as voiceless alveolar stop t. In this case, the airstream mechanism is omitted. Some pairs of consonants, like pb, td, are sometimes called fortis and lenis, but this is a phonological rather than phonetic distinction. Consonants are scheduled by their features in a number of IPA charts, V, T, EIPA pulmonic consonants chart image audio place labio-coronal dorsal radical glottal manner bilabial labio, dental dental alveolar postalveolar retroflex alveolo, palatal palatal velar uvular fower yngeal epiglottal. These tables contain phonetic symbols which may not display correctly in some browsers. Help where symbols appear in pairs, left-right represent the voiceless voice consonants. Shaded areas the no pulmonic articulations judged to be impossible. Symbols marked with an asterisk, star, are not defined in the IPA. Examples. The recently extinct Tuga language had only 2 or 3 vowels but 84 consonants. The Ta'a language has 87 consonants, under one analysis, 164, under another, plus some 30 vowels and tone. The types of consonants used in various languages are by no means universal. For instance, nearly all Australian languages lack fricatives. A large percentage of the world's languages lack voice stops as phonemes such as BD, and. Most languages, however, do include one or more fricatives, with S being the most common, and a liquid consonant, or two, with L the most common. The approximant W is also widespread, and virtually all languages have one or more nasals, though very few, such as the central dialect of Otokis, lack even these. This last language has the smallest number of consonants in the world, with just 6. Most common. The most common consonants around the world are the 3 voiceless stops PTK, and the 2 nasals MN. However, even these common 5 are not universal. Several languages in the vicinity of the Sahara Desert, including Arabic, lack P. Several languages of North America, such as Mohawk, lack both of the labials P and M. The Wichita language of Oklahoma, and some West African languages such as Iho lack the consonant /n/on a phonemic level, but do use it as an allophone of another consonant, of /l/ in the case of Iho, and of // in Wichita. A few languages on Bougainville Island, and around Puget Sound, such as Mecca, lack both of the nasals M and N. The Click language, NNG lacks T. And colloquial Samoan lacks both alveolars, T and N. Despite the 80-odd consonants of Ubip, it lacks the plain velar/k/ in native words, as do the related Odigay and Kabardian languages. But with a few striking exceptions, such as Avanti and Tahitian, which have no dorsal consonants whatsoever, nearly all other languages have at least one velar consonant. The few languages that do not have a simple K usually have a consonant that is very similar. For instance, an real feature of the Pacific Northwest coast is that historical star K has become palatalized in many languages, so that Saanich, for example, has T and K, but no plain K. Similarly, historical star K in the Northwest Caucasian languages became palatalized as /k/ in Ubip and /t/ in most Circassian dialects. The most frequent consonant, that is, the one appearing most often in speech, in many languages is K.